Centera TV with the super chat says the hard part for he was dissing Big Sean and Drake. Okay. It is interesting that Kendrick's always chosen to kind of go with Big Sean. I've always heard that Humble was kind of a shot at Sean, and I never really understood that. Is that competitive fervor or something? Like, what does Sean do to anybody? He's like the least problematic rapper of his generation.
I agree, Mike.
What?
He's been a great guy to everybody.
Yeah, he collaborates with everybody. He don't talk shit about people. He just does his thing. Like, why would you even come at Big Sean?
Easy target.
I don't know.
No, for real, easy target. It's like, no, pick on somebody your own size, fam. Since you're the best lyricist of our era, go challenge one of the other great lyricists from a previous era. I don't know, Lupe, Black Thought, Nas. See how that goes.
Well, speaking of Big Sean, I think it was Jim Jones or maybe it was the other gentleman in the conversation that said that they would put Big Sean over Pusha T. So this takes us to our next subject. There was a discussion about Pusha T being, I guess he's number 29 on this Billboard list. People are still talking about this list. It's wild. But anyway, people were going in saying that Pusha T wasn't a top 50 MC all time, and Jim Jones goes in there like, no, Pusha T's not a top 50 MC all time. Tell me what solo record that Pusha T has that's a banger, I'm paraphrasing, and just like Pusha T's not that guy, not top 50. First of all, what do you think? Do you agree? I know you don't, but what do you think about this whole notion that Jim Jones feels so strongly that Pusha's not top 50 and said NBA YoungBoy deserves a spot in the top 50 over Pusha T?
It's fascinating to me where this animus is coming from because I can't see like any reason for there to be any animus to make such a erroneous statement.
I feel like, when it comes to MCs, right, and people who've been in the industry and understand what it takes to, especially guys who come from a similar era and what it takes to really stay around this long, there's a level of a fraternity where even if you don't believe that person's top 50, you don't go in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't go in saying all kind of stuff like, he also said that, all he raps about is selling drugs that he probably didn't sell and all that stuff. And that's like, whoa. Where is this coming from? This is coming from another place.
So let's unpack a couple things. The Feds was never on Dipset the way they was on the Clips and Re-Up gang. So the fact that he's saying that, those dude had the Feds on them. Mike, they came into this rap game with the Feds on them. I'm from North Carolina. I know people in Virginia. You understand what I'm saying? That's not a fucking joke. The police taking surveillance footage of them at the grinding video, literally their first big break, that's a real thing. That's not an imaginary player story. That's some real player shit going on. They literally have been getting monitored by the authorities from the moment they stepped into this industry. I don't know no smoke around Dipset like that. Not like that. And furthermore, Mike, and this is what I'm saying too, Dipset doesn't have an album better than Daytona, and they don't have a single better than Grinding. So, and I'm talking about the whole collective, so I'm including Cam in it too. It's like Cam don't have no Grinding.
Well, this is what I will say.
What, Ballin' better than Grinding to you?
But see, they said by himself, right? Well, we could technically say that, oh boy, that got Santana on it. It does. So that's not a Cam song by itself. Now, I could see Cam being over Push, but I don't agree with that. But if somebody wanted to make that argument, I could see that. But I think that what we have to really appreciate is Pusha T's longevity, number one. We also have to appreciate the classics that he's been a part of as a group, Daytona, and I want to single Daytona out, and also the great work that he's put in when it comes to his feature game. Like, he's given, we talk about My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy all the time. He has two of the best verses on that album, if we keep it all the way above.
Yeah, it's two of the top 5 verses on that album. Yes.
No, that verse on Runaway is brilliant. And
Two
that
of the
verse
best
on
5
So
verses on the
Appalled
album
is
belong to Pusha
crazy.
T. I'm aware.
Yeah.
And that song, look, the best rap album of the last 15 years, he has 2 of the 5 best verses on. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't act like that didn't happen. And not to mention the whole battle tested nature of him coming at the biggest artist in hip hop at his height. You know what I'm saying? Like that happened.
I love Cam, man, but you know what I mean? And I love Cam's style, and I love how Cam, low key, not even low key, Cam totally switched and pivoted his whole style up and made himself into a whole nother name and brand.
Incredible.
And brought Dipset along too. So shout out to Cam. But if you think Cam's better than Pusha T, that's that New York bias.
I think there's an argument to be made that Cam has made better albums solo than Pusha T.
Where? No, that's not true though.
You don't think Come Home With Me, Purple Haze, SDE?
SDE?
Yeah,
no, those Mike, those are all solid. None of those albums are stellar, Mike. They're all dope albums. None of those albums is
what three
wow.
Pusha T albums would you put up against those three?
Oh, I mean, I'll take Daytona.
Okay.
My Name Is My Name. And we can take the last one. I'll take the last one. Yeah,
we can take.
Yeah, My Name Is My Name.
It's Almost Dry up against
and Daytona. SD? Yeah, that's a better 3-pack than you just gave me. Like we can go record for record. That's what I'm saying. It's like lyrically, it's not a conversation. Like MC to MC, it's not a conversation. Pusha T has actually been on more big songs than Cam, and this is what I mean about some of those guest appearances. Like I Love You with Justin Timberlake. Yeah, he's on that.
He is on.
Yeah, he's right. Has Cam ever been on a record that big?
Well, the other part that made me feel like this was somewhat personal was the fact that, and maybe I need to watch the whole podcast, but for him to go all in about Pusha T not having a banger by himself. No one says these things about Andre 3000. The man was, they had, on that list, they had Andre in the top 15, and he doesn't have a single rap song by himself. And it's like, come on, man. Like, why are we doing this to Pusha like he didn't make Daytona? Like he didn't make Numbers on the Board? Like he didn't make the record from last year?
If you know, you know.
Well, I was going to say, if you know, you know, but I was going to go last year
Let me ask you
with
something.
the 88 Keys record.
I'm being very serious when I say this, and I'm asking for the people in the chat that think Cam is in the wheelhouse with Push. Name one record that Cam has that's part of the lexicon of the culture the way If You Know is. I'll wait. Matter of fact, name the Dipset record like that. You feel what I'm saying? And so I like Jim.
Oh boy, Hey Ma.
Huh?
Hey Ma. Oh boy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Nobody says oh boy or hey ma. We say if you know, you know. It's part of Black lexicon and part of culture now. When have they ever made a record that stuck like that?
Well, Jim could say We Fly High. That was a cultural piece.
No, I would give him that.
And now, I think that record, in all fairness, is bigger than any record that Pusha T ever made.
Huh?
I think that record is bigger than any individual song that Pusha T ever made as a solo artist.
I think it might have been the biggest rap song that year, Mike. It was definitely the biggest rap song that summer. And listen to what I'm saying. That's bigger than anything Cam ever made too. While y'all talking about Push, it's like no,
right, it is.
somebody within Cam's own camp who wasn't even a rapper made a bigger hit record than him. And y'all think Cam better than Push?
CJ Kid with the super chat says, how would Nas do against Lupe's computer? That would be interesting. But we would never see anything like that, hopefully.
Lupe respects Nas and looks up to Nas too much.
Yeah, I don't think we would ever see that. Chris with the super chat says, I got to respond to Leroy Coop. People forget Def Jam made him redo Ether so many times. Other rappers that heard the original was like, oh my gosh, can't put this out. Shit, according to dude over at Billboard, he didn't think that the one that actually came out should have been put out either. Interesting stuff. Some more super chats I want to get to before we continue this, because I got a lot more to say about the way people speak about Daytona. CJ Kid with the super chat says, I've seen many people cry to these Tupac songs on reaction videos But I wanted to ask you guys, which is more heartfelt, emotional song? Keep Your Head Up or Dear Mama? Dear Mama. We want to go that route. But Keep Your Head Up is more of a inspirational song in that way. Mad Max in the super chat says Big Sean this dot two to more interviews. I'm sorry, he said Big Sean this dot two. No more interview a dot diss. Oh, okay. I want to hear that. I don't think I heard that.
I'm with you on the here's the thing. Keep Your Head Up is a great record, but we all have a mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so timeless theme. It might be the most timeless theme song, you know what I mean, that hip hop's ever had. It's a song about a black man who loves his mother, despite all of the trials and tribulations that they've been through. There's something about it that relates back to the inner city angst that hip hop was built off and based of. You know, He's explaining the love through the angst. That's what hip hop is about.
Anime Bros podcast with the super chat says Pusha T is better than 50 and he's 17. So yeah. I mean, I think Pusha T has put together collectively, and I fuck with 50 heavy. I think he's collectively put together a better career than 50.
Yes.
But in a vacuum, though, 50 is.
See, how about this? If you were to tell me 50's better than, how about this? 50's got more of a case to say that he's better than Pusha T overall than Cam could ever pray to have. Because 50's got the albums, the classics, the records, and the guest appearances. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So don't.
And really taking things on as a soloist.
Hold on. Including jumping on Raid on Pusha's joint.
Yeah.
50 and Cam has done work with Push too. That's why I was kind of surprised at the Jim Jones thing. It's like they did Popeyes together. So it's like, I know he know.
That was a while back, but yeah. I mean, the only thing I can kind of take from this is the fact that Jim Jones was just recently on stage with Drake at the Apollo at Drake's show. And Drake was praising the Dipset. I don't know if they had conversations behind the scenes like, yo, dude's at 29, he not top 50. I don't know. That's the only thing I could deduce from it. But like I said, I thought that whole thing talking about, digging deeper and saying that all Pusha does is talk about selling drugs and this and that. I was like, okay, now this feels like it's coming from somewhere else. Our Legacy with the super chat says,
hold on, isn't this a dude that like literally when he had a reality TV show, like ran up on somebody and had the cameras get cut off because about the street affiliations? You get what I'm saying? It's like, what?
Yeah,
like dudes gotta remember,
kind of a weird
we be watching them and watching what they do like all this time. So it's like, you're not part of that culture? Because I swear every time I hear Jim Jones rap, Mike, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it's
rap about the same things Pusha T do. It's just Pusha T is like 20 times the rapper that he is. So it's like, I'd rather hear Pusha T rap. Although I like Jim. Like Preach on Swiss's album, I fuck with Preach.
It just sounds like, the tone of it sounded like Jim just never really dug Pusha T like that. You know what I'm saying?
Just say that you don't care for his music. You know what I'm saying?
Our Legacy with the super chat says, Daytona is not a classic. Very good album, not a classic.
Yeah, I think you don't know what you're talking about.
Why do people feel like Daytona's not a classic? I do want to address that because we get that often in this podcast.
I don't know what they're hearing because every time we ask people to explain to us what the album's missing, it be crickets up in this motherfucker.
It's the length always, and I guess one could say maybe there wasn't a hit single, but we just heard If You Know, You Know in a damn Arby's commercial. What commercial was that in? I don't know. It seems to have everything. Like you said, it has a beginning, middle, and end. The verses are flawless from beginning to end. The beats are flawless from beginning to end. One of Kanye's best verses, I think, of this era. Infrared is an incredible closing. If You Know, You Know is an incredible opening. The Games We Play is an awesome second song. Then you got Hard Piano, get a great Ross verse, get a great verse from Push, great hook. Honestly, the only down part of that album is Come Back Baby, and that song is hard. I think the only reason why that song is considered a down period is because of everything else that's around it. Santeria is crazy. Y'all don't think Santeria is crazy? Y'all don't think What Would Meek Do is crazy? Y'all don't think that Infrared's crazy? Like, what are we missing here?
That's Kanye's best verse since My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I won't feel right till I feel like Phil Knight going for 6 rings like what Phil told Mike. 7 pill nights. Y'all know what that feel like? No hiding my scars no more.
Scars, I show them like feel right.
Like, that whole album is full of bars like that. Like,
what are we talking about? What do y'all be listening to?
I don't understand. Like, is this personal or something? Like,
it's gotta be. Did Pusha T fuck y'all baby mama or something when he came to New York on tour? Like, what is going on?
Lower levels where you sell it at. I'm the pot calling the kettle black. Where's no brick pedals at? Between God and where the devil's at. Had the double dutch and double back and backstroke to where the trouble's at. Exactly what the game's been missing. Like, the whole album is full of bars like that.
Mike, Fed's taking pictures like it's GQ. The Savioni collarbone is see-through. Angel on my shoulder, what should we do? Devil on the other, what would Meek do? Papa Willie, tell the judge to Akinelli. Middle fingers out the ghost screaming Machiavelli.
Woo!
Stop playing with me. Y'all are sitting up here doing indignant shit today. Stop that.
Salute to Roscoe. The message was pure. He seen what I seen when you see Wayne on tour. Flash without the fire. Another multi-platinum rapper trapped and can't retire. Niggas get exposed. I see the cracks and I'm the liar. Shit, I've been exposed. I see the crack and built the wire. Now who do you admire? Like, what am I missing?
No, Mike. Your rap songs is all trying my patience. What? The numbers ain't real without inflation.
I done do it. I done blew it. Been a conduit.
I don't know what the fuck y'all listening to.
I don't know. Because we're not just popping shit. We got evidence here. You know what I'm saying?
Evidence.
And tell me y'all don't like the beats or something. I disagree with that too. Like,
one of Ye's best production jobs, Mike.
I think so, truly. Especially under the circumstances.
It's his modern day best production job. It's the best production job he's done since My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I think under the circumstances, it's one of the most impressive that he's done, period. I mean, you had the TMZ thing going on at the time. You had the Trump Oval Office thing going on at the time. Like, people was on his head, and he produced this album from beginning to end.
Am I too complex for complex con?
Everything Ye say
cause a new debate. You see, he been out of touch. He cannot relate. His hallway too long, bitch too bad. Got a surrogate his kid, get 2 dads. I be thinking, what would Tupac do?
You be thinking what new kids on the block do. Man, come on, man.
Stop playing with me. That album's a classic, right? Hold on. The same way this is why the album's a classic, because you can start reciting the stuff at the drop of a dime. You go from song to song, and it's all over the place. It's like, it's right in your face, masterful.
Yeah. After the, what he said, after the pain dries and the pain takes over, let's count this payola. He said, you can't take this shit. The Lord is my shepherd. I will not sleep. I'm just a short stone thrown from the streets. I bring my offering. I will not speak. Awaken my demons. You can hear that man screaming. I'm no different than the priest. Santeria. Yo, they say death comes in threes. How appropriate. We're going through the whole album here. Rush in like Soviets. Come on, man. Nah, man.
Y'all bugging.
Mad Max to the super chat says Cam dissed Nas and Hov and fake one. Cam is overpushed. Now Cam ain't scared. Cam and 50s back and forth is the funniest rap beef in hip hop history. I would love to see a repeat of that. Yes, Diet Coke is what I was talking about. You know, we get on live television. You
talking about Diet Coke? That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I mean, though. Like Cam doesn't, like, where's Cam's Let the Smoker Shine the Coop or Brambleton? That's what I'm saying. Or fucking, If You Know, You Know. Or where's his Infrared? Where's Cam's premium disc record? You know what I'm saying? Like, while y'all saying all this stuff, it's like, no, I'm checking more boxes than Cam. If you want to say 50, I can see that, but
this is where Pusha gets both of them.
The only thing Pusha truly has over 50 is the rhyme thing.
And
rest of it is.
the longevity matters, man. Like it
Yeah.
does. Leroy Green with the super chat says, "Have you guys actually heard Jim Jones' albums?
Yes.
His, and especially Cam's is better than Pusha's, respectfully. Purple Haze is ridiculous.
No, it's not. It's too long. It needs to be edited.
I like Purple Haze. I
It's
think
good.
Purple
It's not-
Haze is his best album, actually. Even though I think that the high points on Come
It's his
Home
best
with Me.
production job. It's not his best album.
You think Come Home with Me is?
Yes.
I think the high points of Come Home with Me, yeah, Moving
There's an old
Weight.
boy on there.
Yeah.
And Welcome to New York City. And Just Blaze the Rock. And Hey Ma, isn't that all Come Home with Me?
The Rock is ridiculous. Yeah.
Insane, Mike. Insane. The 4 records I just named is literally better than all the records that are on Purple Haze except for Get 'Em Girls.
No, I don't know about that. Moving Weight.
Get 'Em Girls.
Losing Weight. Not talking about Moving Weight. Losing Weight Part 2. That shit was crazy. On Come
I
Home
get
with Me.
computers puting.
Yeah. Love that line.
Call me I do the shooting.
Incredible rhyme schemes,
Call
man.
me I do the recruiting. What? No, I like his rhyme scheme. Where'd he go? When it's repping time, I get on extra grind.
Yeah.
Poughkeepsie to Pepperdine. Jeff Hamilton, Genesis, Leather Time. Listen to what he said. This is what I mean. He talking white boy shit. Jeff Hamilton, Genesis, Leather Time. Bitches say I'm the man. I tell them
Never mind. Mad Max to the super chat says, Coop, if you know was said before Pusha made that a song.
Right. But he made it into a song. They were saying bling bling in New Orleans before they made it a song too, motherfucker. Like, how the fuck you think these things come about?
Christopher
That's what I'm saying.
Hogan.
Like y'all be acting like that the rappers create the words. Cream came from somebody that wrote Method Man a letter in jail, motherfucker.
Christopher Hogan with the super chat says, we were saying if you know in the 2000s, Coop.
No, we weren't. I was outside. That's some bullshit. No, we wasn't. I hate when niggas just be pulling up saying anything now. Like, we just supposed to buy what y'all selling. No. I ain't start. Mike, this is what I'm seeing. When did If You Know, start trending on social media, before or after the Pusha T record?
I feel like it became a hashtag after Pusha T. I'm sure
And has
people
it not
said
remained
it
a
in certain
hashtag
pockets.
since then as we approach 4 years later?
I think people still say it. Maybe not as much as, they once did.
I literally
but
just
became
saw
a
it on
thing.
Instagram the other day.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. From a major publication website with millions of followers that in the hip hop news media. Yeah. So I don't know what the fuck these people in the chat are talking about. We got the wrong people in the chat today.
Centuria TV.
It's the playoffs. It's time to sub y'all out and shorten up the bench. We're only running with a 6 or 7 man rotation. All you 8th, 9th, and 10th motherfuckers have to go. You have to go.
Nah, this is the playoff team right here. We got a lot of people in here today. Centuria TV with the super chat says, Big Sean was salty about the Control response and was dissing on a song called No More Interview. I need to go back and listen to No More Interview. Y'all keep saying this, but was he responding to the fact that Kendrick called him out on his own song, or was he dissing Kendrick? You know what I'm saying? Like, because to keep it real, man, that was kind of out of line to go out there on that man's song and call him out on his own record. That's on some what people perceive that LL Cool J Cannabis thing to do. So is
Sean
he supposed to
could've
not
just,
say anything? You know what I'm saying?
Cut that nigga out. He could have just cut him out and inserted somebody else.
That would have been a problem too, right? Andre Shashir with the super chat says, what's up, fellas? Mike, I heard that Jarvis trying to get at you yesterday for saying that Ye saved Jay's career. I got to get him back. LOL. Elaborate. Why? I'm curious. Listen, Jarvis probably taking my words out of context, but if he wants
Jarvis
to take
in here too.
If he wants to take it there, the proof is in the pudding. There's a lawsuit out there that Kanye had that said he revitalized Jay-Z's career. Look at the blueprint. Who created the blueprint? Who created the foundation for the blueprint, right? Kanye West. He did. It's just the truth.
I just envisioned in my mind like you and Jarv arguing about Jay-Z and Kanye, and it made my head hurt a little bit.
And so, all right, so you start there. Cool. That carved a whole new path for the rock sound, right? Jay kept going in that path, utilized Kanye with the Blueprint 2, what he did the first single, Me and My Girlfriend, whatever. And then boom, the Black Album happens, right?
Yo,
Jay
Jarv
retires.
said come outside, Mike.
No, I want to explain all of this, right? So, Black Album. Jay did that on his own, retired. Yo, but Encore is on there. And we do have Lucifer on there. We do have the DVD where we seen the, I gotta get my soul right. That's
Mike,
gay.
before you go any further, I don't like that you started out this conversation by bringing up the lawsuit, not some rap shit.
I just wanted to.
I'm just gonna tell you, like you started off with the lawsuit, now it's
I just wanted to bring up that it's documented that Kanye West has said this himself, and this ain't just Mike talking, right?
No, I mean it's like Jarvis in the chat right now. Jarvis in the chat right now, flexing on you a little bit. I want you to win this debate, so I need you to leave the lawsuits.
So the Black Album happens. Great album. Great way to go out. But here's where the trouble starts. Because it's 03. Now you got to come back in the game. Can we say Kingdom Come kind of was not it, right?
No, that ain't no good.
Kanye's not involved in that, really.
Jay wasn't involved with it either. That was the problem.
Oh, and then you get American Gangster. Love that album. Puff, Chauncey, and LV did their thing. Kanye is out of the picture on that, but really didn't have a lot of hit records on there. Even though Kanye's voice is on the hit record on there, The Rock Boys, We in the House, right? So, Blueprint 3 time. Kanye's name's all over this one. Jay has hits again. You get DOA. Kanye's all over that, even though that's produced by No ID. You could even tell with the Kid Cudi collaborations and all of that. Run This Town. Hit record. Does Kanye have the best verse on Run This Town? What say you guys? I don't know. I think he has the most memorable verse on there. But that happened.
He did dust Jay on that record.
That happened.
He did dust Jay on that record. I am going to give you that. Jay got dusted on that record.
And if you look at the back of the Blueprint 3, who's the executive producer of that? Kanye. And if Jay at that time,
one more G-string and up top, 2 B stings and I'm B sting.
And we got to keep it real. At that time, if Jay is giving you executive producer credit, nigga, you did this whole damn album. Jay ain't got to give nobody producer credit in 2009. Executive producer credit, that is. I mean, you know what I mean? If Kanye's name is right next to his on executive producer credit, I would have to think that he's half of the direction of that, if not more, right? And even look at the album cover. This was the first album cover that Jay did where he didn't have his face on the cover and it was a bunch of records. It was on some artsy shit. That's Ye, right? I mean, can we be real here?
And he probably chose the cover art.
And then what happens after that? Oh, Watch the Throne. Definitely.
See, okay, so first of all,
definitely need a Ye for that.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. Watch the Throne ain't like that. All right?
But
that don't mean nothing for Kanye or for Jay.
But no.
Everybody need to come to the terms. And
at the end of the day, though, Coop, Jay's known for his bangers and his hit records.
Daytona better than Watch the Throne.
That shit got Otis on it. That shit got niggas in Paris on it. Like this is Jay true to form. Like you gotta admit, as much as I love American Gangster, it ain't no Otis or niggas in Paris is on there. And this is what Jay's known for, the bangers.
It is a better album, though.
It is a better album, but I'm just saying, Ye is able to give him what he's true to form on in that era, right? And then when you go to Holy Grail, no Ye, no hits.
Let me submit this to you, though, Mike. Well, those records that you're saying that Ye did, those albums that had more hits, well, they have more hits than Volume 1 and Reasonable Doubt, and that'll make that shit better. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying it makes it better, but what I'm saying is...
Like, Jay's a great album maker, so it's he doesn't necessarily need hits.
Is he a great album maker in the 2000s, though? That's what I'm saying. Like, in the 2000s and beyond, he's more so known for...
You mean after 2010?
Well, yeah, let's just talk about Retired and Coming Back. Is he a great album maker?
After the Black Album? No, he hasn't been a great album maker since the Black Album. That was his last truly masterful piece of work. American Gangster's close. Blueprint 3 is solid. Watch the Throne is overrated. 444.
But again, let's look at it like this too. Like I said,
I want to put a 9mm to 444's head and just like end it all. It's not good. I'm so tired of y'all saying it.
When you have no Ye, you have Holy Grail, and you have 444. Now, I don't want to just put this to Jay. I don't want to put this to Jay, right? Like, let's look at Common. Ye's involved. You got B. You got Finding Forever. Ye is gone. You got universal mind control. Let's just keep it a buck here. And shit, we'll go to Pusha T. Ye's involved. Daytona. Ye is halfway involved. You got it's almost dry. Like, it's what it is, man. Like, the dude is something different. And this doesn't just apply to Jay, but he's helped Jay the most. Can we say that? I mean, that's just numerically proven. He's done more tracks with him than anybody else.
You're talking about by the numbers.
Yeah.
Sheer volume too.
Did a whole album with him. Like,
Just,
so for me saying that's not disrespectful to anybody, he just got the best help. I mean, he got the most help from the best helper in the game. Correct?
I mean, these things are factual. Yes.
I want to hear what Jarv has to say. I'm sure we need to have a whole segment. We'll bring him on for that.
I believe Jarv's been in the chat clowning.
I'm sure Mike. He has. Esquire with the
Mike, Jarv said Monday at 4:24. That's the 24th. He would like you to come outside, Mike, onto the rap round table.
Where we gonna meet at 4:44, 4:44? Is it gonna be 4 o'clock? 4 minutes.
So hilarious.
Esquire with the now let's do it. Esquire with the super chat says the quality is there, but the degree of difficulty is minimal on Daytona. A 7-song project produced by Ye with few hooks, refreshing but not classic. I can deal with that critique, but again, it just seems like let's play this game, Esquire. You don't think that it's difficult to make a complete album with 7 songs, though? Because we just talked about how dope do we think that Currency and Jermaine's album is, but it's 7 songs, and it's really tough to make a full-rounded project. I think they did that.
How many songs are on Paid in Full that Rakim's rapping on?
It's like 7, I think. But again, when you got those fillings, those fill-in tracks, I mean, it makes it feel like it's long.
There are plenty of 8-9 song albums that we call classic,
right?
And so it's like a 7-piece can't. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, because I grew
up on Purple Rain and Thriller, Mike. Them albums ain't long.
No, they're not. I mean, all right, let's look at
In and Out.
You got I Ain't No Joke. You got My Melody.
I Know You Got Soul.
Paid in Full. Eric B is President.
Move the Crowd.
Is that it? No. No, Rhyme Goes On. That's
the Rhyme Goes On.
Yeah. Are those the only songs on there? Are we missing something?
That's Chinese Arithmetic and the other.
We're talking about that he's rapping on.
Right. Same thing with Follow the Leader.
What
nigga not rapping like that on Follow the Leader. People who understand that, right? Nigga not rapping that much on Follow the Leader. It's not.
Because what Kanye could have done, he could have just filled in this album with 2 instrumentals, and we would have 9 tracks. Would we be good then?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Follow the Leader has Follow the Leader.
Mm-hmm.
Microphone Fiend, Lyrics of Fury, best rap album start ever.
Right.
Best start to a rap album
ever.
Follow the Leader, Microphone Fiend, and Lyrics of Fury, best start to a rap album ever. Doing it with the R.
Yep.
What else?
Doing it with the R. Hold on, I don't want to miss anything on this.
Ain't a lot. Pull Up Criminal Minded.
Right.
It's like 8 records.
Yeah, you got Follow the Leader, Microphone Fiend, Lyrics of Fury, Eric B, Never Scared, that's a scratch or whatever. Just a Beat, boom, Put Your Hands Together, To the Listeners, No Competition, the R. Musical Massacre, Beats for the Listeners. Yes. Yeah.
He's only rapping on 6 songs, right?
Yeah.
He's only rapping on 7 on the first one.
Yeah.
We call him the greatest MC of all time when he did that.
And one of the greatest albums ever. And I'll stand on that. Paid in Full is one of the greatest rap albums ever made.
Well, still a top 10 rap album, maybe top 5.
Yeah, straight up.
7 Rakim songs on there.
Yeah.
Say less, do more, people.
Our Legacy with the super chat says, who has more songs with replay value, Cam or Push? It's a good question.
Ain't nobody playing Old Boy outside of New York, fam. Hate to be the one to break
I
it to
don't
you
know,
niggas.
man. I don't know about that one, Our Legacy. I got to think about that.
I'm going to be honest with you. Cam's most timeless record to me is What Means the World to You. The rest of it has timepieces on it.
I listen to Cam all the time. Like I was listening to Bigger
You listen to
Picture.
Cam all the time?
I do, man. Cam's fire, man. I was listening to
I
I
never
Really
would have
Mean
thought that.
It, Bigger
I like
Picture.
Cam. I don't listen to Cam all the time though. I fuck with Cam.
I fuck with Cam. Leroy Green with the super
I like
chat.
old Cam more too, Mike. That does have something to do with like
I like new
minimal
Cam.
level.
I like new Cam more.
No,
And when
no,
I say
no.
new
Give
Cam,
me what means
come
give me
home
what
with me
means the
on.
world to you. Horse and Carriage, Pull It. That guy, Fantastic Four. No. I like that
No,
guy.
I got you.
Bam
I
from TV.
actually like Come Home with Me on Cam.
I like that Cam. I like that Cam. I fuck with Cam.
Leroy Green with the super chat says, "What makes Daytona a classic is consumer."
Cam better than Fab to you, ain't he?
Yeah, and Push is better than Fab too. And I don't know if y'all disagree with that, but
oh Lord, don't.
you know.
Don't talk about no New York rappers in here, Mike. You know you're not allowed to do that.
Is that what it is? Push for Virginia, and
why do you think they're giving us all this flex? Mike, where outside of New York do people think that Cam and Fab are better than Push? Really, in 2023, all honesty, like where outside of New York do people really believe that?
Leroy Green with the super chat says, "What makes Daytona a classic is consumer minimalism in the age of rap saturation. If Daytona is a classic, then Tana Talks 3 must be the Mona Lisa."
First of all, Tana Talk 3 is solid. It's definitely not Daytona, but it is a great, brilliant piece of work. Little 97 Hove, some rubber bands and weights, a personal Mike D favorite. My personal favorite is Rick.
Rubber Bands and Weight is still my favorite Benny the Butcher song.
Rick is still my favorite Benny song.
Yeah, Tana Talk 3 is fine. Our Legacy with the super chat says, "Are there any other classic albums with 7 songs?" Yeah, I think we mentioned those. But yeah.
Want me to keep going?
Criminal Minded.
Like, didn't we just...
Criminal Minded, pull them up. You know what I mean? Like, even with... How many songs did The Great Adventures of Slick Rick have on it?
I think that's 11. No, 12. 11 or 12.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Because Hey Young World is track 10, and it's got Lick the Balls and Kid What's the Scoop after it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Leroy Green with the super chat says, "Mike, Jay sold out every arena before Ye. Stop." Huh? Because he came before him?
No, I thought the first time he sold out the Garden was around the Black Album, so that wouldn't be accurate. That's actually totally false.
I mean, listen. All right. Okay, if you want to go that route, Leroy.
Let's not.
If you want to go that route, can you honestly say that as a solo artist, Jay could outsell an arena quicker than Kanye could?
Don't do that.
Right now?
Don't
that hadn't even been proven.
Trap, Leroy.
Where's the Yeezus tour from Jay? Because at the end of the day, I love Jay. And I don't want to sound like I'm coming from somewhere else. But when Jay does a tour, it's either with Beyonce, it's either with Ye, it's either with Justin Timberlake. He got to team up. Kanye doesn't really have to do that. He'll just go out there with a mask, one set, and sell that bitch out. It's what it is. Yeah, he did it before him because he came fucking 6 years, probably 10 years before him. Like, it is what it is. I'm sorry.
Right. So Criminal Minded is 10 records, but I think if I'm not mistaken, one of them is just a beat, so it's 9 songs.
Yeah.
Right. Don't get it twisted, though. I mean, and I'm not saying, now listen to what I'm saying. I think Daytona is a classic. Do I think Daytona is Criminal Minded? No. Because classics have levels. Criminal Minded up here, Daytona somewhere in the middle.
You're just saying that the argument that an album with 7 songs can't be a classic is just invalid.
Right. It's like, no, like a lot of our early classics are only 7, 8, 9, 10 records.
Yeah.
We just went through Rakim's 2 seminal albums. The nigga didn't give us an extended play till the 3rd album.
And that's fine. Make the best album. Like, if you got 12 tracks and 4 of them can be cut them.
Like, here's what I'm saying. We didn't need to hear any more records to know how great Rakim was. You don't need to hear more of Daytona to realize how great he is. And if you do, you weren't listening, which is why me and Mike just started spitting bars for damn near every song off the album, off the drop of a dime.
Listen, when I listen to Paid in Full, I don't be like, man, I wish he had 3 more tracks on it. When I listen to Illmatic, I don't be like, yo, man, he needed to put a couple more tracks on here.
I be skipping around Illmatic.
Because let's keep it real, though, guys. I mean, if we talk about, 9 songs?
9.
Yeah. Just
Look.
like Thriller, just like Purple Rain.
Look, if you take the 2-minute intro off, the damn album is only like 36 minutes.
Yeah, it is.
The song's only like 36 minutes worth of material. Like, it's a car. Like, it take me longer to get to the Braves game in traffic, damn it. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even listen to Illmatic.
And that's what I liked about Daytona, too. It's like, and that was the wizardry behind it. And I think from a production standpoint, you end up listening to that album 2 times over before you even know it. And that's the same thing with Illmatic.
Yeah, especially if you're riding on 285, Mike.
Yeah, like if that album starts over, you don't care. You're like, oh yeah, run it back. Anime Bros podcast with the super chat says it is hard to make hits when you're not on Spotify. Jay on Spotify, he should be now unless he took his catalog off again.
Speaking of which,
Anime Bros with the super chat says, Ye did Nasir and it was utter trash. It's true. I don't think it's utter trash, but he did it.
Dilla did Electric Circus. So what?
I like Electric Circus too, but
Stop
people don't like
in
it.
Public, Mike.
But no, I'm gonna keep it real. I like it, but people don't like it, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't think
Dr. Dre did Aftermath Presents.
He did. People try to act like now that one doesn't exist. It does exist. It's fine. And I don't think Nasir is as bad as people make it seem. Like, what's wrong with Nasir to you guys? Is it the fact that it's just not a classic? I don't know. Esquire with the super chat says
hey,
those
Mike, you know who did the beats on that Tikal album that everybody criticized? That was RZA. Right. You know, RZA produced that Tikal album that everybody said wasn't that good.
Yeah, he did do that.
You feel what I'm saying? I just named Dilla, RZA, and Dre.
Yeah.
So what?
It happens. Esquire with the super chat. And you know what? He did this in a time period where the nigga was making 4 albums in a month and a half. But whatever.
It was the first shot, and that's why I think it was the best shot.
Yeah. I think it was the one that inspired all the other things. Clearly, if everybody can remember correctly, it was all kind of unorganized, writing on the chalkboard and all that stuff. So it was like, you know, things could have been rushed.
And no just so we're clear, even though Pusha T is your artist, you go Pusha T, who's your artist, and then you go Nas. You don't do Kid See Ghost and Ye.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, no disrespect.
You can tell, though, that there was some delays with the Nas thing. Like, I think they were trying
the beats on Kid See Ghost are better than the beats. Like, he used most of his good beats on the first 2 joints, because Kid See Ghost and Daytona got the best beats.
Kid See Ghost is fire.
Shit got some killer beats on it.
Yeah, it does.
The Kid See Ghost record, Kid See Ghost, that beat. Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's why the super chat says, those are LPs from the vinyl era. Raise the bar. And that's fair. I mean, but at the same time, he's saying that the stuff that we're talking about is from the vinyl era where, you know, vinyl couldn't fit but, you know, a certain amount of minutes. And that's fair, but does that mean that people in this era can't go back and make vinyl era type of length? Because one could argue that in this playlist streaming environment, you may need to go back to minimizing the number of records you put on an album. You know what I mean? Because people's attention span's clearly shorter, and people have the ability to just scan around. It's not like the CD days when you put a CD in, you know, it's an effort to take one out, put a whole nother one in. Somebody could just click and go to a whole nother artist, a whole nother genre. So you might want to make shorter albums.
Mike, what was Motown's theory and theme for making records?
Get in, get out. You know, hit them very quickly in the first 5 seconds. And, nothing longer than 3 minutes.
What did it say on the building at the top? What did it say? Don't it say what?
Oh, Hitsville.
What? Yeah. It'd be short and sweet with Motown, though, don't it? What's it called? It called Hitsville, and it'd be in and out, don't it?
Yeah.
You know, Baby Love by the Supremes is like 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
I remember there was an old school station here in Atlanta when I was growing up. My dad used to play it. They would play stuff from like the 50s, 60s. And I used to ask my dad, like, why are these songs so short?
Trying to get the
job done. That's how it was,
son.
Man.
They're trying to get the job done, son. Mm-hmm. And you singing every last one of them tunes. You want to know why? Because it's infectious.
Yep.
And Barry's whole process and whole thought I want to leave them wanting more.
Exactly. You make them want to hear it again. Like, oh, that song was only 2 minutes and 55 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to leave people with the thought. It's like, oh man, that's too long. I should have edited that. I should cut.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We got spoiled with people making long ass songs. You know what I mean?
Our biggest, I don't think people notice this. The thing that I probably critique the most album wise since I've been doing this podcast with you is the editing process.
Yeah.
Short and quick has always worked in the music business.
Yep.
Hitsville, USA. It's literally the blueprint.
Yeah. The only time that
Stevie, Marvin Gaye, Temptations, Four Tops, Supremes, hello.
Yeah. And the only time, honestly, that you want to listen to a long, long album is if you're on a road trip. And people got to understand, before CDs came around and people just had tape decks for the most part, I mean, people weren't really listening to albums on their road trip during the vinyl eras.
Like, think about this. Prince made a double album in 1987. There wasn't even 20 songs.
Yeah.
Short. What? The first side is 9 songs, second side 7 songs, it's 16 songs.
Yep.
And it's considered to be a double disc in 87.
That was way more music than people were normally putting out.
Mike, not to be funny, Cameron's Purple Haze got like 23 tracks on it.
Yeah, see, that's too much. I never liked that era. Where, I think this was mostly the late 90s, early 2000s. I think Master P kind of ushered this in because he wanted to give people more bang for their buck. But a lot of those No Limit albums had like 20-something songs on it. It was like, that was too much for me, even back then. But I think the mentality was, you're going to find something you like on here. You got 20-something songs. And people were like, well, shit, I'm going to buy an album for $12.99 that got 20 songs on it over an album for $12.99 that got 11 songs on it.
Man, see, but it's about quality.
Yeah.
What Jay say? Your single was 99 cents. Mine was $4.
What a
quality.
great record.
Hold on.
Niggas thought it was all luck.
Who has a rap artist has taken the game like Jay? Nobody ever. It's what he's most lauded for, right?
Yeah.
Listen to his mentality. Your single's 99 cents. Mine was $4. He's telling you, no. I'm winning because I'm charging a higher price because the quality's better over here.
I could charge $4.
I can charge $4 for the single because the songs like that. Hello.
Yeah. Anime Bros Podcast with the Super Chat says, Yeezus Tour did 31 million. 444 did 50. Holy Grail Tour did 56 million. Where the fuck are the facts, Mike? You're a hater. Nothing more without Beyonce. Okay. The Holy Grail Tour, that wasn't the one with Justin? Or am I thinking about something else? I don't even remember the 444 tour like that. I don't know. Did the Yeezus tour really do 31 million? That's the one that Kendrick was opening for, man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do my research on that one. I'm gonna get back to you on that one. Anime Bros Podcast. I'll get back to you with that one. Our Legacy with the Super Chat says, Pusha is better than Fab, and many New York rappers and rappers in general. No New York bias over here. He's the proof. I like Pusha more than Kiss. Here's the proof. I like Pusha more than Kiss. I think Pusha and Kiss is really the conversation.
That's what I'm saying. Like this whole Cam and Fab shit, it's like, no, like Pusha kind of like let past that with Daytona. He's in more of a Kiss 50 Raekwon type of territory, as in like damn near at the top, but not quite at the top. Like not quite in terms of New York shit, like Ghost, Nas, J, Big, but like, yeah, Ray, Kiss. Push on that level.
Well, you know what's interesting, though, and I just thought about this while you were talking? Jim Jones also said that Drake is the greatest rapper ever. So maybe that has something to do with him saying that.
Well, Mike, you probably should have started off with that.
I forgot all about
understanding.
I forgot all about that. So
the most important part.
In Jim Jones' mindset, Drake is the greatest rapper ever, and Pusha's not top 50. And Pusha only talks about selling drugs. So that, I guess that's the end of that puzzle right there.